Yeah, you knew this video was going, so yeah. Anyways, uh, for those of you who don't know about the Burtonverse, the Burtonverse is more like Tim Burton's version of Batman, except the other two movies don't have anything to do with Tim Burton at all, except only have like Alfred there, which is very mediocre to me. I'll talk more about the whole Batman and Robin and Batman Forever situation on my third channel, Super Wario Jonathan. But for right now, let's just talk about this. So apparently, like people have been like going on Twitter recently about like the new Flash movie and saying that this version of Batman is not like the Tim Burton Batman, which what? I don't know if I could agree on that bullshit because again, like I understand that like Warner Brothers or DC does not want to put in Thomas Wayne Batman because apparently it leads to like crazy things, but apparently the animated version gets a pass? Huh? I don't know. But all I can say is that with Tim Burton's version of Batman, it really doesn't need to be like that. But again, like, do I ever want to like keep talking about the Flash movie? No, I should talk about the Burtonverse, and that's what I'm going to do today. So today I'm going to talk about the Burtonverse. Also, the Hazbin Hotel trailer dropped, and it's going to be on Prime Video or Amazon Prime, I guess, but I call it Prime Video because why not? So, yeah, all in all, just go watch Amazon Prime on Has Been Hotel on January 2024. Okay, let's get back into this. So, when the Flash movie came out in June 2023, there really wasn't a lot of hype. Again, there really wasn't a lot of hype for this because, you know, uh, because of Ezra Miller and his actions. Now, I'm not going to go in depth of all the accusations for him, but I am going to go through like some of the roles that he played. For starters, he played Flash, Barry Allen, young Barry Allen. So I guess I would say that it's almost like a version of Wally West for some reason, but there is no Wally West, so how could I even call this a Flash sequel? Or no, not even a Flash sequel. How could I call this a Flash movie without Wally West? I know that Wally West would have ruined the plot, but the plot is already ruined. So like, why add more freaking piles of bodies in the pile of body era? I don't know. But all I can say is that with like Ezra Miller playing as Flash, I don't know. Like it's not that bad, but it's not that great either. I mean, he doesn't do a bad performance at some points, but at some points it can be a little bit jarring, but that's just my opinion. Now we go on to Michael Keaton Batman, aka the Batman that's never connected to the Tim Burton verse. Now, for those of you who don't know how far the Tim Burton verse can go, it can only go by four movies at least. And that's pretty much the end of the Tim Burton verse, I guess. And for starters, Michael Keaton only played two roles as Batman in Batman 1989 and Batman Returns. So, unless if you want to watch those movies, go ahead. They're on HBO Max. Or maybe you can get them on Prime Video, at least, but who cares? Either way, um, I think there was like a lot of havoc for like Tim Burton Batman because in the trailers, people were thinking that this is going to be like Thomas Wayne Batman as a little nod or a little Easter egg. But no, it's not Tim Burton Batman or Thomas Wayne Batman. It's definitely just another variant of Batman. Now, granted, I know that a lot of people hated the multiverse stuff, the multiverse era, where we're getting all these other types of multiverse movies and all that kind of stuff. I know that people hate the multiverse era. We're in an era where it's all about multiverses and stuff like that, but I gotta straighten this out. I think that Marvel's multiverse stuff is convoluted, whereas DC is just degenerates. So, by all means, you could safely say that the DCEU multiverse level is canon. But you can't say the same thing for Marvel because, some of them just get left in the pile. Some characters don't even return. That's surprising. Some characters don't even return. But Moon Knight might return? Huh? How is Moon Knight gonna return? I don't understand. How is Moon Knight gonna return in Midnight Suns? There's no way he's gonna go into Midnight Suns. That's not happening. And even if it does happen, how does Tim Burton even talk about this? I'd rather see Tim Burton directing Moon Knight than the guy that actually directed Moon Knight. We would have had a scary aesthetic to Moon Knight. Okay, maybe it wouldn't be too much based off the comics, but you know what I mean. It would have been more scary. It would have been more dark. It would have been more insane than the one we got. But I get it. Tim Burton, still his thing. Whatever. Now, for granted though, I'm only going to talk about some scenes for Batman, I guess. Variant Batman. So, apparently he's making like sauce or something. Spaghetti sauce. And whole universe is fucked. I kind of like the fact that he plans it with like tomato sauce, just like how Barry Allen fucked up the timeline, but just using like freaking sauce on like yeah, on his mom. So basically, yeah. Um, I do have a theory. I do have a theory on who killed Barry's mom, and I know no one's gonna love this, but I think it's just gonna be Reverse Flash. I know that Reverse Flash didn't show up in any of the DC movies, but I gotta straighten this out. I think it's Reverse Flash. For obvious reasons. I know I'm taking this from the CW Flash and putting it to the DCEU Flash, but hear me out. I think that Reverse Flash may have killed Barry's mom and blamed it on Barry's dad because apparently, like, I think there was like maybe a stab wound to it, and like, Reverse Flash apparently just so happens to wear gloves and accidentally or maybe on purpose put like, you know, freaking the fingerprints on Barry's dad. So by all means necessary, I think Barry's uh arch rival or enemy, I guess, Reverse Flash killed, you know, Barry's mom. So yeah. I know that sounds lazy. I know that sounds redundant. But I tell you this, it's a way better theory than anything else. Like, what? Okay, so yeah, bottom line is, I think that the Tim Burton verse is still fucked up by all means necessary. Because if you look at the convoluted errors with like Batman in some way and like the Flash movie, you could literally see that this old version of Batman dies. Now, granted, though, it should have been the other way around. You should have like added Wonder Woman in here, and you should have added like Jason Momoa as Aquaman in here, or better yet, you could have added like either Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. as like either Aquaman, because that would work out. And guess what? Their contracts were expired in Marvel 2018. No, wait, Marvel 2019. So you could have got Robbie Downey Jr. or Chris Evans by then. Why the fuck did you not add Wonder Woman or Aquaman in these types of scenes? That really would have worked out. But instead, we added General Zod because, oh, General Zod is taking over Earth like he did in Man of Steel. I gotta hand it to you. With Man of Steel not being good, I definitely will get the Man of Steel movie because that is the only movie I'm gonna watch for the rest of the weekend. And then, like somewhere in December, I'm gonna watch Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Aquaman at all whatsoever, but I am a fan of his character arc and how it will go. But I don't know if it'll go smoothly because, again, like Flash fucked up the timeline. So either freaking Aquaman is gonna act like this, or Aquaman is gonna be like the fucking comics. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. I was supposed to be civil. I'm sorry, guys. It just. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Should like Tim Burton's version of Batman come back in like maybe Elseworld movie, or should like you know the Batman '89 comic should be adapted to film? Even though Michael Keaton said that he doesn't want to play as Batman again, maybe sometime in the nearby future, but maybe not because he's like in his 70s. But yeah, still though, what do you guys think? I'm done. I'm so done. Also, I will be doing my update with my pins. I will be getting an Asmodeus pin and a Beelzebub pin this weekend. So make sure you spot that.